This has been a crazy couple of days. In studio is Utica Police Chief Mark Williams and Lieutenant Bryan Coromato. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
So let's get into this. Let's start with the issue at Utica College. We just talked with Dan Khalil over at AIS. They seem to really help.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate our our partners over there at AIS in this incident.
And for him, this shows you this community is entire community is bothered by what happened this week.
Yeah, absolutely. AIS stepped up to the plate. They gave us a call. We gladly accepted their support. I mean, obviously they provide us with technical insight and support and information regarding like where we should go into this investigation. You know, obviously this investigation was all technology driven, basically through the phone calls. So AIS helped us, gave us some information, and we actually learned from it. So we appreciate their support.
Chief, if you just pulled a number out to estimate how much, and I know this is probably you have no way to come up with this number as of right now, but how much did this cost taxpayers this week at Utica College?
We'll know by the end of the month when we actually do our overtime and comp time figures. So I should have a number.
And that would just be Utica.
Just Utica. And to the credit of a lot of police agencies, a lot of them responded unsolicited to begin with. And then, more came throughout the event. But, it just speaks well about our law enforcement partners here, in Utica County.
Lieutenant, the man charged, what was the quote? I didn't mean to harm anyone, or whatever that quote was when he was arraigned. Did you get that from him? Did you hear that from him prior to the court appearance?
We talked about him. I can't really get into details of our conversation. It's leading to this. We still have a lot to do. So it's leading to the point where he didn't intend to harm anybody. But at this point, we still have to. There's still technology stuff we have to do.
How do we not make the leap, though, at 23 years old, that, okay, I'm going to call this in. It's going to create havoc. Authorities are going to respond. What if the little kid is walking along and slips and slides off a snowbank and gets hit by a police vehicle speeding to the scene? How do you not know that at age 23 that this is going to be pretty bad?
Yeah, I mean, and that's part of our investigation is to find out why.
Right.
And, like I said, we did talk to him, and at this point we feel that his intent wasn't to really actually harm anybody, but we still have more to do to really solidify that.
And, Chief, we've had a lot of people saying so this caused 7 or 8 other districts and other businesses anywhere in the neighborhood of Utica College to lock down. It could very well have had contributed to the threats that were made at CVA Central District, at Jarvis High School. A lot of people feel we got to throw the book at these. We got to throw the book at these people and send a real message that it's not going to be tolerated.
Ever since Parkland, we've been seeing a rise not only throughout the country but here locally with the amount of false threats that have been coming in, and I don't know how you stop or curb something like that without making an example of the ones that we do find and hold responsible for.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys, this came out at the news conference last night when you announced the arrest. There were some additional threats on the UC campus Tuesday. Can you talk anything about that? Do you think it was this same individual?
Yes. We know for a fact it was.
Oh, you okay?
Yes. We received phone calls in the 911 center and at campus safety yesterday, and we at that point we were pretty much on his heels, and we kind of knew what was going on. So, like I said yesterday, we had a large law enforcement presence on campus yesterday. We talked to the school. We felt it was safe, and we let the school go about their business for the day, and ultimately we were able to track him down and catch him.
The one thing I like to add is that after we initially did the clearing of all those buildings, we had left our police officers on the campus throughout the night into the next day. So we definitely had a strong police presence there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys go through training on many different levels all the time, right? But what training do you get for this? And I know you guys did a drill at Utica College earlier this year to prepare for something like this.
We have several command staff officers, some lieutenants and captains that have been working with our Homeland Security office here that have been involved in train-to-trainer trainings with them that we also go out to both public and private entities, and we basically tell their employees what to do in the event of a active shooter situation. We've been so inundated with requests for this type of training that right now our priorities is basically on the schools right now based on what's happening nationwide. So we are going to have a matter of fact, one of the things that we are going to have a drill in the near future will be City Hall, based on some of the threats we see there on a daily basis as well.
I would think that this would serve as, I mean, luckily there was not a shooting. There really wasn't a shooter. There was not a real threat, even though you had to look at it as a real threat. Are everybody pleased with the way everything came together? You even said that some agencies actually just simply volunteered to assist. Your assessment?
You know what? I think we did a lot of great things during this matter, but there's probably areas we can improve on. Yeah. And I think by having that drill prior to this incident helped out immensely as far as the coordination and communication with the college. But what we do plan to have is a debriefing afterwards with local law enforcement, ourselves, and the school officials to see in areas where we could actually do better.
Yeah. I don't know how much you know about this, but we had a student on yesterday that believed that the school was set up improperly the way the doors actually swing. The doors swing open to the outside. I've always believed and always thought that in a public building, doors must swing to the outside. God forbid there was a fire, people try to get out, a group of people come up to the door. If it's swinging in, no one's getting out. Do you have any knowledge on that at all?
I don't know how it's set up there. Yeah. You'd have to talk to
the only knowledge you probably have is the same knowledge I have is every public door I've ever seen swings out.
Right, yeah, I'm not sure how they're set up.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into it with it because, listen, these kids have been through a lot that we can talk about. I mean, there's only so much communication you can deliver to everybody involved. And as Chief says, we probably could do better, and maybe we learn from that here, you think, Lieutenant?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that we saw on our end combating and trying to do the investigation was to defeat the false rumors that were spreading rampant through social media. Yeah. I don't know that shots were fired. We got several information through social media that shots were fired, there was a gunman, and ultimately that puts everybody in a panic, and those were completely false, and none of that came from us, and we're still not sure where that came from.
Well, I could bet I know where. Had to be some social media. That's something you guys have to deal with today, and we deal with it as well in the media. One more, and I want to switch gears.
The alert system is a huge tool, right, for law enforcement because you can communicate with everybody who's on campus just by hitting a couple buttons and dispel some of that stuff, which you probably didn't have access to 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Right, yeah. We worked together with the public information officers from Utica College, and we were able to get as much information out as we could that we were able to provide and put that out to you guys and into the students, into the public, to dispel some of those rumors. I know the situation's still tense, but to calm some of the fears there.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you on the situation, and I know you can't talk a lot about this case, but I got to ask, and I want to know what we know, because to me this is important. The firefighter that was in court yesterday over what his attorney believes, it seems, is his constitutional right to not submit a DNA sample. Obviously, it's a disgusting case. If this is all true, it is disgusting. Did you guys investigate? You're the ones that investigated that? Okay. Tell me, is he a suspect? Is this man, we've not used his name, has he been charged or is he a suspect?
Nobody's been charged in this case, and obviously, based on our investigation, there was a group of people that could possibly be potential suspects in this case, him falling into that category.
But nothing more to lead you to believe that he is the one.
Well, we're at the point in the investigation where we're trying to exclude people, and
so I have to ask this question: how do we have a headline on WKTV that says Utica firefighter to turn over DNA evidence after he allegedly committed a sexual act while on duty? That's a pretty bold headline that I don't think I've heard from police or the DA's office yet.
Well, you certainly haven't heard it from us. The only thing I would say is we are trying to get that sample from that fireman to either exclude him or be a potential donor of the bodily fluid that was found in the pants. And he may have his own reasons why he did not want to comply. And that's why we got
certainly would lead. Listen, let's be honest. Anyone watching the story, listening, reading about this story, then you don't know people involved. The first thing you're going to think is, well, he doesn't want to give it because he must be guilty. But ultimately, we're talking about a constitutional right, and legally, we are innocent till proven guilty. But this person hasn't even been charged, and I understand he's in court. But to me, the proceeding is about giving a sample of DNA, not about whether or not he did it at this point. Would you agree with that? I'll ask that same question of the DA.
It's a bodily intrusion.
Yeah.
And there's a legal process to go about trying to get his sample. So hopefully we'll know by on Friday what we're
right. The judge will rule. I'm assuming he could appeal at that point if
he could appeal.
Yeah, interesting. Anything else you want to add on that? I'll try to draw as much as I can from you.
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to say, I hope this one incident does not speak for the men and women of the Utica Fire Department. We work side by side with them on a daily basis, and I got to say. They're outstanding. They really are. And I hope this one incident that's been made public does not define the department.
All right. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yep. Thank you.
Interesting and, might I add, awesome. Disgusting story, for the record. Great job, though, at UC.
Thank you.
So it seems like everybody really came together and did an incredible job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So congratulations on that. And thank God no one ended up being hurt.